masterclass in Scotch. Yet, this is no ordinary masterclass. We've had classes, of course, with flavor palettes, flavor wheels, and taste profiles. So today, the masterclass is about pairing food with Scotch. So as you all know, we've all gone to several other events with Scotch and other drinks. Today, that's our primary focus. But of course, we'll go through, of course, the taste profiles and other flavor palettes. But as usual, we live in the day and age of social media. And as we all know, it's very active today. So I invite everyone to be even more active, because today we will have special prizes for everyone. And believe me when I say, I wish I could join you guys, but I'm facilitating for everyone right now. So please enjoy for me, because the prizes are something I really like to have on my own. But I can see I have some friends here, so please win those prizes for me. And maybe we can share after the event. But we have prizes for the best photo, the most number of posts, and the most liked photo. So I won't keep you any longer. Just everyone please remember the hashtags, of course. Love Scotch. Of course, the hashtag is Love Scotch. Johnny Walker PH. And of course, Singleton PH. It is my absolute pleasure, of course, to introduce you to a great man, Diageo's General Manager of the Philippines, Sir John Good.
Hello everyone and welcome friends of the media. My name is John Good. I am General Manager of Philippines, Johnny Walker. Very excited to be here. I love Scotch, and I'm not the only one. Scotch is the world's favourite whiskey, and Johnny Walker is the world's #1 Scotch. In the hands and on the lips of influencers of taste the world over, and Philippines is no exception. I'm sure you all agree. You see Johnny Walker in the market. We are #1, the #1 whiskey in the Philippines, Johnny Walker, and we have a very rich history in this country and a very, very exciting future. Scotch is timeless and classic and never goes out of style. Johnny Walker and Scotch has been the drink of kings, presidents, artists, celebrities, and influencers for centuries. And every drink of Scotch, every dram of Scotch that you drink is a celebration of artisanship and craftsmanship. Scotch is cool. However, whenever, wherever. Scotch is such a rich and vibrant culture right now. The diversity of Scotch is amazing. No other spirit can offer the range of taste, flavours, textures that Scotch can. Whether you're enjoying the smooth smokiness of Johnny Walker Black, or the richness of Johnny Walker Gold Label Reserve, or the balance and fruitiness of the Singleton Glenord, Scotch is vibrant. Scotch is fun. Whether you're drinking it neat, on the rocks, or even in a cocktail. Now I prefer to drink Johnny Walker Black on the rocks. The favourite way that I drink Johnny Walker Gold Label Reserve is neat with some dark chocolate on the side. You should try it, it's fantastic. And then with the Singleton of Glenord, I drink it with a touch of water. So, I ask you all to join the Love Scotch movement, to celebrate with your favourite Johnny Walker or the Singleton, a wee dram on World Whisky Day. And I propose a toast to Love Scotch. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Good. And of course, everyone, as you mentioned earlier, the hashtags are Love Scotch, Johnny Walker PH, and of course the Singleton PH. I see everyone with their phones and cameras out, so please feel free to post. It will be an absolutely great experience. We have more in store for you. We'll tell you why later on. But as you all know, there are a number of ways to enjoy Scotch. And today we talk about how you can pair that with every flavor of food you could possibly think of. And of course, Scotch is a drink that's timeless, that is classic. And to tell you more about this, of course, we have a very special guest who flew in here from Scotland. He has been working in the industry for going on 17 years now. He is a true master in his art. Straight out of university, it's his first job, I believe. Diageo's master of whiskey and loves Scotch global brand ambassador. You want to.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon. Thank you all so much for joining us here today. It's an absolute pleasure to spend a little bit of time with you, talking about something which I truly adore. John's already told you what he loves about Scotch whisky, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I get passionate about when it comes to Scotch whisky. One of the first things I love about Scotch is how long it's been around for. Now, Scotch, as John said, has been cool since forever. We actually started making Scotch back in Scotland in the late 1400s. 1494 was our first record of distilling in Scotland. And it was actually the monks who were doing that distilling. So perhaps when you take a vow of silence, you find fun things to do with your time, I don't know. But they were making Scotch whisky in the monasteries back then. Over the centuries, the Scotch industry grew and expanded. And a lot of the time it was farmers using little bits of barley they had left over to make a little bit of Scotch for themselves and to share and sell to their neighbours. That then gradually started to grow and eventually became the industry that we know and love today. Back then you could only really find Scotch in Scotland. Nowadays you can find Scotch in about 200 markets in the world. I'm very fortunate. I get to travel around the world with my job, talking about something I love. I've been to 76 countries now. You guys are my 76th, by the way, which is awesome. And I've yet to go to any country in the world and not walk into a bar and see Johnny Walker behind that bar. That makes me hugely proud. Scotland, if you look at a map of the world, is just a tiny, small country. We have a population of 5 million people. There's probably more people in Manila, yeah? Quite a lot more, I think, yeah. So we're a small nation, but it gives us so much pride that the whiskey we make, Scotch whisky, is loved all over the world. That makes us so proud. The other thing I love about Scotch is the range and diversity of flavour that you find with Scotch. I don't think any other type of whiskey offers that huge variety of flavour within its category. There are some great American whiskies out there, some lovely Japanese whiskies, but I think only Scotch really gives you that breadth of experience and flavour. From light, delicate, sweet whiskies from the lowlands, all the way through to the most powerful, smoky, intense Scotch whiskies from the island of Islay, and everything in between. And that's just looking at single malts. When you then look at blended Scotches, you have all of these aromas and flavours being brought together in perfect harmony. That's what gets me excited. That's something I think is truly beautiful. So that's what I love talking about. I also love the fact that with Scotch whisky you've got something which is a very natural liquid. When we're making all those huge diverse ranges of flavours of Scotch, we're only using 3 basic ingredients. We're using water, we're using barley, and we're using yeast. That's essentially it. We're not allowed to add some weird artificial flavourings to tweak that flavour. Those changes in flavour come from how we distill it, how we ferment it, how we mature it. They're all factors in creating great flavour. So we're using those same basic ingredients. You go to any single malt distillery anywhere in Scotland, they're starting with the same basic ingredients. It's how they work those ingredients through their process that makes every single one of those single malts unique and wonderful. One of the things we can do is add smoke to the barley, and that's where things get really interesting. Some of the distilleries on Islay, Colilla, Lagavulin for example, have very powerful smoky styles of Scotch. I'm actually from here going straight to Lagavulin on Thursday for World Whisky Day, which is on the 21st of this month, on Saturday. So it's a flying visit, unfortunately. I do hope I come back, but I'm going straight there to celebrate its 200th birthday. And that's what people are passionate about. It's not just how cool Scotch is, but it's that style with all the substance behind it. Scotch whisky's been around for a long time. We're doing the same thing now as we did 200 years ago, 400 years ago. We're doing it at a larger scale. We've got a bit of technology now to help us, but essentially we're doing exactly the same thing. And that's something that you walk around any distillery in Scotland